Howdy, guys. I think I got this worked out. In a different space, with a different computer, and a couple cameras aren't live. This is the biggest space I've got at the moment to do anything. Got lots of space at home, but it's all taken up by junk. So that's got to get cleaned out. So Ron can hear me. That's good. Howdy, John Mack. Never let the machines win. All right, this is working. Like I've said before, I do this mainly just to get my toes wet on streaming and, more importantly, just recording what I'm doing so I can go back and look at what I've messed up on. So you can see over here, ANET, A8, sort of in parts and pieces. That's a work in progress. Over here, I've got some controller boards and some screens, just more crap. Glad to hear it's at least decent. This will probably be a quick one because from what I understand, the Mini Delta is packaged, ready to go. I'll grab a little filament, throw a test print in, and hopefully it won't blow up and I get no blue smoke. So I'm going to just go ahead with this. And Vince, thanks for the sub. I appreciate that. So this is basically how it came. Let's see. We're going to guess it's a brick. USB cord, as if we don't all have 24 of those sitting around. Scraper. Allen keys, mini SD card, power brick with these useless covers. No clue what they're for. Get that one too. Okay. 100 to 240 volt input, 50 to 60 hertz, 1 amp output, 12 volts, 5 amps. Yeah. See how that goes. Set that out of the way. Empty box. That goes recycled. Trash. Spool holder. Empty foam. Mini Delta. I love the handle on top. Silica gel, we save that. That's good for filament. More foam. I mean, it's well packaged. And came UPS. And they obviously missed beating this one up. Almost no damage to it. Good little cardboard box. So, you notice no instruction manual included, but we don't read them anyway. No, don't worry, Ron. We'll find out how loud this baby is. And I did watch a few other videos on this. And two main complaints were no power switch. And I'm not into plugging things to turn them on and off. It's as bad as using a circuit breaker to turn stuff on and off. Not intended purpose. So, down in the description, I found this little guy. Takes the power in. It's got a nice little on-off. And this plugs right into the brick. snugly plugs into the brick. Now a power switch. And the other thing I heard about, obviously not tested, is the NF A6 by 25 fan to replace the fan on the bottom. It's a cute little thing. And that's where it's eventually going to go. Not today. I want to see how loud it is right out of the box. All right. This thing is so cute. I got around Black Friday. I paid $120 for it. Right now it's $160, but they go on sale a lot. And also they have open boxes, which you can usually get around, I think it's about $100, maybe $90 US. So something to look out for. Keep hands clear of moving parts. Do not touch hot nozzle. And even though I tend to be a bit OCD, I leave the plastic on for as long as possible just to mess with people, because that's what I do. So let's see, we've got this side. This plastic has to come off. Ooh. Micro SD card slot. Sounds like a reset, as well as an LED in there somewhere. I'm going to guess power. Micro USB. Power in. Front side. 3 decent little clicky buttons. And the screen. This side, nada. Oh, assembly required. Gotta pull more plastic. I would love to have courtesy tabs in this plastic. And if you don't know what that is, that's when you take the end of the tape section and just fold back about 1/2 inch. Nice little place to grab with your fingers. Now we'll just use my fingernails. Oh, what a beautiful sound. Full holders on. I'm going to have to go away for a second. Somebody just came in. All right, I'm back. Also got a chance to pick up a spool from the other room. Yes, Jake, I will acknowledge you. You exist. This is some cheap filament I picked up, InStone 3D. It says it's PLA Pro 175, print temp 195 to 220. And I think Quilter will prove it's a lot darker than it appears on the screen. Extruder, little tiny thing. Silica gel. And that was not a Ziploc bag. Well, I'm in Arizona. It's probably drier in here than where they manufactured it. It's just going to dry out by sitting here. Ooh, that's brittle. Let's try this. Yeah, that's not brittle. Clippers. I knew I forgot something. That's right, Matt. This is my winter beard. I live in Arizona. It's hot in the summer, and it's freaking cold in the winter. Woke up. It was, about, I think it was about 38 Fahrenheit when I got up outside, and it was 58 inside. So I actually broke down and turned on the heater. First time this season. I like it warm, but I'm also cheap. If I can save electricity, not have to pay for that, I get more stuff for this. All right. So came with no instruction manual. Came with 3 Allen keys, no cutters, no stupid little bit of PLA. So there you have it. Let's plug it in and watch for the blue smoke. Switch is off. Plug it in. Switch is on. That's a loud fan. Got a blue light on the brick. Got no light in there. Don't know why. Don't know what it's for. Screen says print, preheat, and move. Let's go preheat. Another touch screen. Boo. Start preheat. Target 190 for the nozzle. Target 50 for the bed. Yes, I have sausage-sized thumbs. Screw it. Three more useless Allen keys to go into the mix. I just keep them in a bin. Can't see throwing them out, but I've got ball ends when I need them. Get away the card. And for reference, that micro SD card goes in, gold pins up. Nozzles at temperature, bed, feeling nothing. Saying 37. I'm going to guess that fan's probably noisy to you too. Okay, bed says it's at 50. It's definitely above room temperature. Okay, back. Let's try move. Extruder home. Let's do home. Extruder, let's see what that does. Move up, down, back. 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 Print. Please wait. Okay, the manual's a PDF on here. Got a Repetier host 2.0.0. Driver inf. Got a Cura config. Got Cura 15046. Auto G. We'll take that one. And we'll cancel. Nothing more than move. We'll move extruder. Hey, Don, Scalda. Yeah, this printer is tiny. And it's extruding. E18. Okay. Let's take the extruder. See what it's going to do. Move down. Extrudes. Back. Back. Preheat. Go there. Okay. Back nozzle. That's 190. Fox said 195 to 220. So we're going to try 210 for grams. Okay. Nozzle in bed. That's right, Matt. They have small prints. I also have an X1 that I need to print some small parts for to get it running. The X gantry is just ferocious. So that's sitting there waiting to go. Put it together. Wasn't too bad. But I hear they can be decent printers, especially Rick Lee, Tanner 3D. He's got one that seems to be working pretty well. Okay. Nozzle overshot a little bit. Back down to 210, 209, 8, 6. Yeah, it's not going to be pretty. Okay, we'll go back. Back to print. We'll see what the auto00.g does for me. That's the only thing on the card. I've got nothing sliced. And when the tip touches down, it's a little red LED that lights up. I do have to say it comes completely assembled. It's a cute little printer. I think I'm going to build, of course, every printer needs upgrades. So I think I'm going to build power supply into the base, integrate a switch, change that fan, and give it a little taller feet. Just because there's, I mean, that might be 3 millimeters of space for airflow, and that's just not enough. So I will have to get back to the manual and really look into it. I do thank you guys for stopping in, checking this out, seeing what Trolling for Dollars actually looks like live in person. I'll probably do a follow-up later when I can slice a benchy for this. I'm not a fan of Cura. I like Slicer PE. Thanks for stopping in, Scalded. So I just want to see what this print's like, see what we get. But straight out of the box, you can't beat a printer that just plugs in and goes. I have no high expectations for this, but at $120, I couldn't pass it up. Since we all need one more printer, and well, this one doesn't take up a lot of space, but it's still a printer. The table I'm working on right now is my sit-stand desk. It's basically a great place to catch paper, but it goes from a regular desk height. I have a little higher than low just because my chair fits under it better this way, but it also goes high enough that I can stand up and look at drawings on it, which is a real convenience for me. And while we wait to figure out what this is, one upgrade everyone should do is got a rolling chair. And you notice here, that's not a racing chair. That's a $200 Staples desk chair with lumbar support, which is really important. But all of them come with those crappy plastic wheels. There's somewhere online, it's Amazon. It's got roller blade wheels made for desk chairs. They're $35 for a set of 5, which is a little steep, but they make a world of difference. I love them so much, I got a set for my desk chair at home. And I mean, they roll easy. They don't get tripped up on little bumps. A little speck of dirt on the floor won't mess them up, and they're quiet. And I love quiet. So this machine is not getting gold stars for being quiet. But the motors themselves aren't that bad, and definitely not an annoying noise. But the fan on the bottom, yeah, that's got to go. The belts seem pretty well tensioned out of the box, so kudos there. It looks like it's just printing a bad circle. I think if I can get rid of that fan noise, I'll like this guy. And the motors aren't quiet, but they're quiet enough. So yeah, I mean, this would be a great first printer for a kid starting out. I can see my daughter getting into this type of stuff. It's small. You can actually move it around. It works without much fuss, but obviously everything needs to be upgraded. Still no idea what that's printing. Oh well, doesn't matter. I notice I got 2 thumbs, which is a lot better than 1 finger. And what are you guys all doing today? I came in, decided to get some paperwork done for tomorrow, so came into the office. And here's a good time to do a quick video. It's about 30 minutes in. It's printing. And that's going to be a problem. It dropped preheated to 210, but the G code reset it to 190. So yeah, I'm going to have to open up the manual, find out what the board is, what the firmware is, and fix that. So yeah, it shows a nozzle temperature, a bed temperature, a speed, which is set at 1.0 right now, pause button, and a cancel button. I think with a few little printed parts and some plexiglass, you could turn this into an enclosed printer and actually do ABS. But yeah, I don't go there. Mainly PLA, sometimes high temp PLA. I think I'm getting into PETG. And I'm new to actually printing. I'm more into the tinkering. When I don't have a lot of time to tinker, it means I don't get done, which means I can't print. So the only thing they've left out of the box that you need to get started is her side cutters. But if you don't already have a dozen of them, you're doing something wrong. And this looks to be about 2.5 feet, less than a meter. Actually, let's just hang that up. Yeah, that little spot. Where is it? Right there. It's where I hang my most often needed cables, an extra Cat 5, USB extension, micro USB, and all behind that is my grandfather's hand drill with an auger bit in it. And I love the thing because one, it came from my grandfather, who I didn't know that much. He died when I was about 6, I believe. But I did get that drill out of his tool collection. He was semi-mechanically inclined. My father and mother are neither mechanically inclined. So I obviously didn't take after them. I love to tear stuff apart, put it together, see how things work. Yeah, I just hang that in my office here because I'm a carpenter and a welder. And that goes back to days before the cordless screw gun. You need to drill a 1-inch hole to set a door lock. That's the tool you used. And I still use it to the day. The bits aren't cheap, but if you only buy the 1 or 2 that you need, not a problem. So never let the machines win. I'm going to be wrong here, but I'm going to take a stab. Mike? But yeah, I love that drill. It's got a nice solid wood handle on the top. And with that auger bit, it just drills into wood. Hey, guess my CRS isn't in high gear today. Looks like it's printed on a raft, whatever it is. I hate rafts. "3D Printing for Life." Are you in here? Just noticed you subbed to my channel. Thank you very much. I'm actually not here to get subs, get likes. Now you're calling me a rookie. Okay, I'll take that. I guess rookie is a little better than noob. Gone from noob up to rookie. But I do have to print the benchy because no printer is christened without a benchy. I mean, that is traveling fast. And granted, all 3 actuators are moving at the same time. And if it was quiet, I would just have this run air printing. Just for the way it dances around. Reminds me of spiders. I don't like spiders, but this one's hopefully not going to bite me. Hello, the Chris Riley. Welcome. Yeah, hello. Says I'm live. Chat just up and went away. No chat. And it's back. Yeah, Chris, you obviously missed the beginning. No problems, no worries. I took it from in its box, opened up each piece and part that came out, explained it, set it up, added a power switch to the power brick, and hello, John Mack. Then I threw some filament in and hit the only thing that looked like it was G-code. Did 3-point bed leveling. It does it by pressure. The nozzle tip comes down, and there's 3 clips here that hold the bed in. It goes as close as it can to that, touches it, and there's a light on the back. It lights up red when it activates. Does one fast, one slow. Goes to the other 2, then starts its print. So yeah, this would have been a wonderful Christmas gift for a younger person, child. No assembly required, fairly safe, and it worked straight out of the box. It didn't come with clippers. It didn't come with that stupid roll of like 2 feet of PLA that we all throw out. And no paper instructions. They're on the micro SD card, but like real men, we don't read them yet. Want to see what it does? Just pulling them out of the box. I have links down in the description of Chris's video and also Walter's video, and there's somebody else in there that did videos that I looked at about this, and that's where I learned about the power switch. There's a link for the power switch, no affiliate link, just save you from having to search. And there's a search or a listing for the fan and the wiki for the Mini Delta. And that has a bunch of files on there. I looked at it, I haven't downloaded anything yet. Just figure I'd play with the machine, see what happens. But yeah, this little guy. I'm a huge fan of Noctua fans. This is it's a 3-pin DC 12 volt, 1.4 watts, 0.12 amps. And for those that build your own computers, they come with these little guys, which are great for dampening the vibration. I don't see there's going to be much problem there. We've got the extension cable, low noise adapter. Basically, there's just a little resistor sitting in there. Another low noise adapter. Molex. The world should be rid of Molex. And screw fans. So yeah, I guess you can go low noise or ultra low noise. But that will be coming later. And still no clue what's going on. This is not Chris Riley quality, but that's what I've got. Not like that spool holder, the way it angles around. Comes off the spool top here, then pulls over, rubs here, hits the extruder. It works, just just like it aligned a little better. I can come up with something. So yeah, this is my third printer. That right there is my A8, I want to call it a test bed. Just keep throwing stuff at it, playing with it. And I also have a Tronxy X1. So here I get this to print the parts I need to get the X1 working. So I can have two working printers. And then I can work on the A8. Even though it looks like a mess. Now I'm looking at maybe turning it into an AM6. I've got a steel frame for that A6. And that's what I was planning on buying at the time. This is before the Ender 3 came out. And placed my order. About 4 weeks later, ANET A8 shows up on my door. I was like, well, okay, I've got an ANET A8 printer and a frame for an A6. I can make something out of that. I've got a bunch of extrusion 2020s that I can use if I want to just change that into a AM8. Also picking up parts to build a yet to be finished design on a hypercube 410 bed by 800 tall. Probably going with NEMA 23 motors and trying to keep everything enclosed inside the exoskeleton. I want to put aluminum back on it so I can mount the electronics out there in the back, easier to work on. I'm not going to try to make it neat and tidy. I've got 800 millimeters in height to spread out the electronics, obviously MOSFETs or solid state relay, depending which way I go with the bed. I think of going with mains, 120 volt. Damn Brit's getting me to say mains instead of line voltage. I won't say spanner. And we're still going. Let's see, we got a little infill. Still don't know. No, I don't use TH3D firmware. I've downloaded it, I've looked at it, but I don't want all the extra crap that's in there for my machine. I'd rather just have what I need, the options that are possible, but I don't need other brands of printers. But I don't have anything against TH3D for other people. If that's what you use, that's great. But for me, no thanks. And again, my chat has disappeared. There we go. Hey, Don, sorry for stepping on you. I thought by now you'd be off the stream and tired from the morning stream I started to watch. No offense, I didn't throw this out in your chat. I'm not trying to steal your guys. Just want to get this done when I had a moment. I like to document just for myself what happens. Because with that CRS disease, it's helpful just to go back and say, hey, oh, that's what I did. Idiot, that was wrong. That's why it's not working. And it's a cute little printer. So a little tour of my office. Just above my head there is another computer, dual screen, obviously. That's one where I do slicing and work on firmware. And then behind me, is my work computer. Back here, that's a self-built computer 5820 and Define XL case. And I put a wood skin on the front just because all black is boring. Then I've got the center monitor, 40-inch 4K TV that I use for drafting. Then 2 side monitors support that. Got toolbars on one side and a web browser on the other, so I can look stuff up as I'm drafting. And above the main monitor is that little tiny guy just for 2 webcams, monitor, the shop space, and a TV antenna. So to give you a scale, that is a 10-foot wide desk, which I had built from scratch to fit the 40-inch monitor. But I love that monitor. And coming back to the printer. There we go. And yes, that is an analog phone, but it's connected to my Cox cable, and it was cheaper to get the analog phone adapter with our internet than to get it without the phone. Shut up. I want top search results. Thank you. Yes, this office is fairly clean. If I found another place for the A8 and parts and pieces, the office next door would be great, except I've already filled that with basically a soldering workstation and parts and pieces. I mean, screws, hardware, crimps, all that stuff. Because I also repair tools for work. Just our own tools that break down, replacing switches, little stuff like that. Right now, I'm just between projects. Finished up a massive one about a week ago, and starting another one in about a week. So I had time to pick up some of the papers. And this desk we're looking at right now, I mean, it could be piled 20 sheets thick of 24 by 36 paper, all dog-eared because I have to keep going through them. Drake, yeah, doesn't find 20 out plus, just reboots immediately. So Jake, what slicer are you using when that happens? And what's the printer? All right. Front isn't the front. And sorry, Chris, this is not going to be a Benchy. I want to go with just what they had on the card. The Benchy will be sliced for this and printed. Because I think you believe, as I do, that no printer is a printer until you do a Benchy on it. That looks like Chinese writing. So, Chris, this is the first print I did on my A8, dead stock. And it's a little better than Glenn's first shot at it, but yeah, it's got some problems. Layer issues, fairly good on the overhangs. Again, layer issues all the way up through, all rough. But that's my first A8 print. Maybe this is a cat. See two paws. Hey, Ricky, how you doing? Glad you could stop in. Been live for 53 minutes. So I'm curious how this is actually going to print because the nozzle is set to 190. I tried to set it to 210, but it took 190. And this says it needs to be, it's an in-stone PLA. It says the temperature should be 195 to 220. Yeah, Ricky, I kept looking. Even after Cyber Week, I'd stop in every 3 or 4 days and couldn't find an 80. I'd already bought this one, but at that deal, I'd have two of them. But no luck. Got this for 120. Their normal retail is 160. Got links in the description on videos I watched and some of the parts I got. 2 parts. No, that is blue in-stone PLA. Features smooth and jam-proof. Yeah, we'll believe that. Diameter obviously 1.75. Tolerance plus or minus 0.5. 1 kg. Stir temp 195 to 220. And it's not quite as shiny royal blue as it's printing, but it's pretty close. Let's see what it measures. Yeah, you can tell I cleaned up. I put my calipers away. 0 millimeters. 1.76, 1.76, 1.75. Well, that is spot on at that section. It's jam proof as long as you don't put it into a printer. Wonder if it's peanut butter proof too. Dad joke. Oh. I think LEDs in here will also be an addition. Not that I'm huge into the LEDs and RGBs and all that. I keep them out of my computer, but straight white for lighting, I think, is a really good idea. Low heat, takes up very little space, and I'm going to bet I can find something to power it with. Yep, the brick puts out 12 volts, so 12 volts, 5 volts, I'll find something that will work. Crunchy peanut butter. Gotta be crunchy. Crunchy peanut butter and orange marmalade sandwich. Sourdough bread. Can't beat it. Not yet. I'm guessing there's a progress bar. Might be able to see it through the contrast. Down here, it passed the nozzle third, moving into the bed third. So maybe 40% done. See if we can get a little better shot of that. Ooh. Dusty. Under 3. Here's 3. We have 6 people with nothing better to do but to watch a printer print. And I'm the one who's streaming it, so I guess I really have nothing to do. But as a print, it's looking good from what I can see. And the extruder is pancake, and the idler and drive pulleys are plastic, but they look injection molded, not 3D printed. Not a big fan of that. I got some grease remains on the smooth rods. The carriers are definitely injection molded. That's about all I can see until I tear it apart. That. So, Chris, are you going to be on tomorrow for the Fun in the Country basement? And it's Glenn's turn to host, isn't it? I will definitely be there. Not. Yeah, I got to work tomorrow. Dang it. And you have 4 to 6 Eastern, so yeah, I'm working 2 until 8. Completely covering that chance. I'll have to go back and watch a replay on Wednesday. Well, it's 50% done, hour in with the setup. So maybe another 30, 35 minutes. Yeah, I think it's a cat. Looks like there's a tail on the back, 2 paws in the front, on the base, 2 paws in the front above whatever he's holding. Okay, one paw holding something. The other one looks to be upstretched. Yeah, I definitely need to do that benchy. I normally stream at our conference table, but we have just replaced it with a better one. Yeah, it's only second or third hand, but a little bigger, a little nicer. I just have to get in there and inset power cords so I can have table power instead of stringing extension cords. And that would also mean moving this computer back out there. And yeah, decided that wasn't in it for today. I'd love to do a 2 or 3 camera on this, but Globe Instead Maker. Now you can put a beard to the name. In CT4D, you'll know what I look like. Old guy. The old guy glasses. Scraggly white beard. The control panel is easy to understand, but then again, there are almost no options on it. I think a lot of it just has to do with setting stuff up ahead of time in your slicer. So I set it to preheat to 210, and it dropped it back down to 190 when I started to print. And this is supposed to print starting at 195. But honestly, it looks pretty good. Once it's done, I get to take a real good close look at it. We'll see what we can do, but maybe 200 would be enough for this filament. It does seem to be a hair brittle Hey, Tom. When I first got into 3D printing, obviously the Cartesian was, Prusa i3. That's a standard. So I got an A8. And Ender 3 wasn't out, so you can ignore asking that question. And then I got a little baby Trunksy X1. Hey, Mike. And I thank you, Tom, for the sub. Not looking to rack up sub numbers, view time, any of that. I'm doing this just to do it. Maybe after I get a better hang of it and I can set stuff up, make it look a little more professional. But I'm not in it for any of the money, any of the glory. The fact you come in, hang out, that's good enough reward for me. Love chatting with you guys. It's just nice to be the face on the camera with the voice. And you guys are chatting by typing. It saves me from having to type. Yeah, Matt, I agree with you. Some of these channels that have the splash screens and all the graphics and the bouncy bits and unicorns and all that other crazy stuff just takes away from it. Oh, not yet for a hangout there, Tom. I really don't have the time to hang out much today. I'm at work. Just came in to get some paperwork finished for tomorrow. It's part of my job that I didn't know when I took the job was HR. So I got to fill out all the new hire paperwork for these guys. And I've got 5 guys that have to do paperwork for me tomorrow. Not looking forward to that. I got to bring out the timesheets, fill them out, and still do my real job. Yeah, Tom, I don't rule out the fact that. Come on. Must have missed that derby car video yesterday. That didn't pop for me. I'll have to look that one up. I did catch a little bit of your video. It was the twisted, wavy vase. Okay, that's why I didn't see it. I try to stay current, and with CRS, I could have watched the video a month ago, and I'll never remember that I watched it. It's a pretty little putty cat. Just found out of the 3 Allen keys they send you, the largest one is a tensioner for the belts. Ingenious. I like that. Simple. This Nope. Okay, Allen key's down there. I'm sort of at a loss. I send you 3 Allen keys. Large one I found a use for, but every other screw on this machine is at number 2 Phillips. They didn't send me a screwdriver. Nope, even those are Phillips. Extruders all Phillips. That's number 1. I am confused. Even the handle's Phillips, number 1 Phillips. That's interesting. Of course, Llama would expect nothing less of you. I mean, that Core XY you have in the background of your videos looks a little overcomplicated too, so it's probably just what you need. Glad to hear it. If you're not overbuilding it, you're not building it right. Two-thirds done. Hour and 20 minutes in. It's not bad. Spiral bits. Just trying to keep current on work emails. I was getting work emails last night at 8:30. Like, people, I want to sleep. Don't be bothering me. That's one thing I hate about smartphones. I know I could turn it off, but I get my email on that, which keeps me up to date, but there are times when I just don't want to be bothered. I have Do Not Disturb set. I think it's 9 p.m. to 8 a.m. It won't ring and ding at me until 8 a.m. and the thing goes off like a banshee. How are you doing, little cat? I mean, this is looking to be printed basically hollow. It's got exterior wall, obviously, but probably 3 millimeters in from that is another perimeter wall with no infill in the ends. Well, there's infill between the two walls, but it looks like it's hollow up through the center. Makes for a fast print. That's the file name, auto00.g. Nozzle 190 of 190, bed 60 of 60. Speed 1, looks to be about 3/4 done. Oh. Thanks, Matt. I know you're kidding. The most trouble-free print, at least. Quickest to finished print. I'll take that. But not best stream. I was too lazy to set up another 1 or 2 cameras and get some real lighting and make it look professional. And this is about as close to a basement as I have. For reasons unknown to me, in the Phoenix area, they want to sprawl. They want to spread out. They don't think vertical. And they definitely don't think basements. But if the ground is a more constant temperature, warmer in the winter, cooler in the summer, you should have a basement. Then they say, oh, we can't dig basements. But every house has an in-ground pool. You dig a pool, but not a basement? Idiots. And the closest I found when I was looking for my house 20 years ago was a split level where half of the lower floor was underground. But nothing else of that house made me want to buy that thing. Tom will hang out in a New Year's party stream if we do it on European time. I'm ready to sleep by 10 o'clock. It's got whiskers. It's a cat. You know, sitting next to this has been printing for over an hour. Some people complain that it's really noisy. And I'll agree that the fan noise is atrocious. But I think once I get the fan quieted down, I mean, you hear the motors like little squeaking mice. It's not that bad. And that fan duct has to be changed. I'll have to look at that. But you can hear the fan. You just don't know it. It is vibrating off the table. Let's see if I've got anything I can set it on. Your notepad. It's a little better. So yeah, isolating feet are going to help too. This is just a slab of plywood set on a, I think it's Monoprice. Yeah, it's so small. Yeah, man, I've run out of F's for today, so got no more to give. Actually, I might have some foam out. Yeah, that's starving the fan. There we go. USB drives are good for something. Stand-in feet. So we'll add that to the upgrade list. Isolating feet, required a fan. We'll see about cleaning and re-lubing the rods. And then look into that integrated fan. It's a cools the cold zone and the part. But it looks like part cooling is well offset from the nozzle. But not messing with it until I have another functioning printing machine handy. If I don't have one, then I'll have to go out and buy another one. Because you always need one more printer than you have. Just a fact of life. Little bit. So to those of you who say I have a really neat office, one moment. We'll give you the shot that I didn't show before. Yeah. Modem, NAS, router, switch, fans to keep them from overheating, UPS back there, all sorts of ugly wiring, both Cat 5, 6, and electrical. Yeah, that's not the pretty spot. And yes, that's on the tripod. None of the handheld shaky, I'm going to puke videos. Yes, I know, we all do it, but at least I had the tripod here. Attempt to keep you from getting sick while you watch. Pretty giddy. So progress bar looks about 90% done. So I guess I should go and dig up one of my scrapers. They did include one, but it's a piece of plastic tossed in the trash can. I'll be back. I can't find the good scraper. Let's see how it ends the print. It is just about there. But yep, it's a little pretty kitty, and they just happen to spin at 60 degrees clockwise from where it should have been. It's a high five kitty. Even though this is not high five blue. Just finishing up the ear tips. It is going slow now. And done. Finished. 1 hour, 16 minutes. At this point, I've got the option to do one more or go home. Let's go home. Reheat. So it's cooling off. We will let it cool off. No scraper needed. So that's the bottom layer of the raft. And you can see what I was talking about before. It's hollow on the inside. Stick my little finger puppet. But I mean, overall, we had a little issue down in here. You're never going to see it, but could have used either support or just a touch of change in the modeling, because it tried to start printing in thin air. But overall, bottom half is pretty good. And then these are the Z lifts, leaving little boogers. All right, Mike, have a great time. I'm going to be cutting this off here pretty shortly anyway. I've got my first printout. And Mr. Brian Vines, howdy, sir. I mean, yeah, overall, just stock. Right off the card settings, not reading the manual, not doing any of my own slicing, just taking their code. It is not bad. The fan noise and new feet. So Brian, yeah, I pulled it out of the box, plugged it in, tossed some filament in it, and hit a print. under 20 minutes. And that was keeping on chat, explaining what I was doing. I think this would be a perfect gift for kid maybe 9 to 12 who wants to get into 3D printing, because there's literally nothing you have to do other than have filament on hand. It came with no filament. But yeah, before every print, it does 3-point bed leveling. And then it just goes. Noise. The main noise, what you're hearing right now, sorry, headphone users, that's a fan. That's a known issue. So I bet, Brian, you can figure out what brand fan that is. That's going in it eventually. For me, Noctua or nothing. And it needs softer feet and taller feet, because when it sits on this plywood desk, it resonates. And I've got my Blue Yeti on a cushioning pad as it is, but it's picking up just the vibration of this into the table. No, Brian, you are correct. They do not make the 5015s. I forget where I saw, I think it was a Twitter feed. Somebody showed it had to have been at least an 80 millimeter, if not 120 millimeter fan on a print head. I mean, they're all the noise from the steppers. It's noticeable. I wouldn't sleep next to it printing even without the fan noise, but it's not an irritating noise. And yes, all 3 stepper motors are driving almost all the time, being a Delta. But I think just going through and putting some better quality grease on the steel rods is going to help a bit. Double checking that the belts are in tension. And then, yeah, other than that, I'm loving it. Plans for it include, like I said, replacing the fan, better feet, integrating the power supply into the base. So it's one line cord into it to go. And it's only a 2-pin. So I'd have to do a 3-pin, need the ground if I'm going to put the power supply inside the case. Don't mess around without having the ground. But yeah, it's that little tiny fan. Where are my calipers? On. Yeah, of course I'm not going to get in here. Nozzle at 43. I can turn that off. Oh, a little more quiet. Let's see what we are, Mr. Fan. There we go. Come on, John. You can do it. Measuring 24 center to center. So I'm going to bet that means it's a 30. Yep. 30 millimeter fan by 10. And I know Noctua only goes down to 40. So I guess I will have to deal with that. Because the gluing seemed to work. Why mess with it? Why make another problem for yourself? Well, Brian, if your printers don't whisper to you, you've got the wrong printer. But yeah, I guess it's a finger puppet doing a high five with some Chinese characters in here. All right, I think I'm going to call it. I want to look into the manual that's in the included micro SD card. Like I said, I use Slicer PE, and this seems to be doing Cura, but I know in the MP Mini Delta Wiki, they at least have something for Slicer. So I'm going to take a look into that, see if the manual says anything other than don't kill yourself. Well, of course, Brian. What are you going to do? Read the manual ahead of time? What man would do that? And thanks to GPS, we never even have to ask for directions anymore. So yeah, again, to those who are left, thank you very much. I hate the voice on the GPS maps. Turn it off. Just let me see the map where I'm going and maybe throw a line as to where I should go. Don't tell me what to do. But then again, I'm single after 2 marriages, so maybe that's part of my problem. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thanks for spending almost 2 hours of a Saturday with me. Well, obviously not everyone's been here the whole time, but I appreciate all of you that did drop in. It's much appreciated. And I'm going to try to get my home space cleared out enough. It's filled with computer parts right now that I can do a little work there. And then if I'm working from home, weekends, when I don't have to come into work, I can stream, chat, hang out a lot more. But right now I'm just trying to figure out space and how to get all of this stuff done. So again, enjoy your Saturday. I believe, is it Techie Dad that's on tonight? I think he has a 2-hour live stream tonight. Good to catch. But yeah, have a wonderful day. Thank you very much. There you are, Techie Dad. Gotcha. Got your shout out, dude. I'll see you tonight.